What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all doing well and doing the social distancing and stay-at-home thing. We just got ordered today. Well, I think it goes into effect on Friday. Stay at home by our governor. So I don't know how that's going to work. I'm still going to work, so I don't know. I guess maybe I'm essential personnel or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But last night we were trying to mine KawPoW, Ravencoin KawPoW TESTNET on Hashrate OS because I saw that they had the algorithm in there, but they didn't have the miner. We found out later. I thought that I swear I had seen it in there, Gminer 2.04, but it wasn't. It wasn't there. It was in Simple Mining. And I tried to fire up a rig on Simple Mining to do a little test to see if it would work, mining KawPoW on Simple Mining and NVIDIA. I couldn't, there's an error about the NVRTC library not loading or something like that. So I'll have to look into that. I was messing around with that right before the stream. We're gonna do Windows, we're gonna do NVIDIA 10 series GPUs, mining KawPoW on Ravencoin TESTNET, and 10 series on Windows 10. I'll get it out. I'm a little tired. So, all right, let's get to it right after this. And before we get started, let's take a real quick look at let's start with the market. Market looks good. You can see behind me there's green, so we're definitely having a green day here. Yeah, it just popped up here just recently too. I believe it was I want to say it was pretty stagnant all day, and then all of a sudden late evening it started popping up there, so that's good to see. We don't really take a lot of look at the market here that much on this stream anymore. Let's see what our market cap, volume, and BTC dominance is coming down. I don't know what it's been lately, but I haven't even really been paying that much attention to it. But yeah, looking good. Market looks okay. I like the green. Everybody likes the green. And let's take a look at COVID-19. I ran across this website here, covid19.healthdata.org projections. I think it's pretty useful if you are looking and trying to figure out what's going on in your area, right? Hey, what's up, John and Red and Deadwood? Chancoin, what's up? Chancoin's got the hand sanitizer in there. Nice. What's up, Mike? What's up, Jester, Jonas, and Crypto Mikkel? Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Did I say your name, Mike? Oh, shoot, we got two mics in here now. Okay. Mike and Mike. Thanks, I appreciate it. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This, if you're kind of wondering when the peak is projected to hit your area on COVID-19, kind of works out pretty well, and it also lets you know what the status of your, like, let's say you chose Alaska, then it lets you know the status of stay-at-home orders, whether or not the schools are closed, non-essentials closed, travel and all that kind of stuff. So if you go to, let's say, New York, you'll see here that stay-at-home order, the dates, everything's, and actually they have not, I thought that they disabled or limited travel, but maybe not yet. I think in the US we are still pretty open as far as travel goes, but yeah. But it shows you down here a cool chart to let you know when the peak is supposed to happen, and it also lets you know some really scary stuff like beds available. It shows you right here, hospital beds available 1669, all beds that are needed projected are 852, but some states, like that was Montana. Let's go to Nevada. Let's see what they're doing. So some states don't have, this one does too, but some states, I was just flipping through them, don't have enough hospital beds for the peak, right? Let's see if New York does. Yeah, see right here? All beds needed. 75,000 beds, and they only have 13,000 available. That ain't good. That's a scary curve there. So anyway, all right. Yeah, I posted that link in the chat over there, so that's pretty interesting. I figured I would share that with you guys so that you can kind of have something to look at and figure out for your state or wherever you're at. I don't know if this is, it looks like this is only in the US, I guess. Yeah, looks like it's only in the US. All right. And as far as what we're going to be looking at tonight, let's look at, oh wait, you want to look at Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana, I think they're in pretty bad shape, right? Well, not that bad. Not as bad as New York. But still pretty bad. Pretty close. Cutting it close there. Oh yeah, and it lets you know. Yeah, I forgot to scroll down here. It lets you know how close you are to the peak of daily deaths. How many are projected? April 11th is the peak, I guess, right? Yep. So on that day, you're probably going to see 83. And all this is just projected, right? You see how crazy it is right here. There's no way it's going to go from this to just smooth sailing. You know, it's going to probably be pretty crazy up and down all the way, right? So yeah, cool stuff. Cool site for keeping you informed. But yeah, we've been messing with Raven this whole week. We've been messing with KawPoW. They released the testnet for the new algorithm. It's based on ProgPoW. It is a custom version or a modified version of ProgPoW, and the whole idea behind ProgPoW, if you're not familiar, is just to level the playing field between ASICs, hopefully FPGAs, and GPUs, regular GPUs, commodity GPUs that you can buy off the shelf. And basically, if you were to, the way to look at it is if you were to build an ASIC for ProgPoW, and in this case KawPoW, then you would basically be building a GPU, right? So there's not much incentive to build an ASIC whenever you could basically get the same performance and everything out of a GPU. And that was the whole idea behind ProgPoW in the beginning. And it looks like it's possible that mid-month, maybe this month, mid-April, they are going to try to fork Ravencoin to KawPoW, and they want us to test it. You can see right here, you know, now is a great time to learn Ravencoin, learn the code. I'm not a coder though. I'm not a dev. Run a node. I have been running a node. I don't have it up right now, which is a shame. Shame on me, but I do have a node on a Raspberry Pi. And test the new proposed mining algo. That's what we've been doing this whole week. We have experimented with IPFS, not this week, but recently. We've done a lot of stuff on assets. We've done some of the new features, you know, restricted assets and tags and all kinds of stuff. I've got a playlist on my channel here for Ravencoin. It's got all kinds of good stuff in there, so check that out if you're interested in Ravencoin at all. There's a lot to do with IPFS and assets and how to mine and all kinds of good stuff, so check that out. Yeah, so last night, let's see, the first night, Monday, we were looking at the 1660 Super. And then last night, it was kind of a dud because we got into Hashrate OS. We were going to try Hashrate OS. That didn't work out, as I was saying earlier. So tonight, we'll just hit up Windows on the Kessel rig here, which is just a 6 GPU NVIDIA 10 series rig. There's two 1070s, two 1070 Ti's, and two 1080s. John, no, there's no money in a Ravencoin node. It's just kind of like having it and supporting the network. That's basically the only reason I run a node. and just to learn, you know, how it works and stuff like that. So I don't have it up and running right now though. I need to get that done because you know, you have to update it with the core, right? So like we're up to what 3.3.2 I think. So mine's like 2.5.1 I believe. So I'd have to get it updated and make it work correctly, be on the right. Well, it would be on the right network, but yeah. So I've got some work to do there, and I just haven't had time. So all right, let's check this out. So I am remoted into my rig here, and this is using remote desktop because it is a Windows 10 machine. And this is what I've got going on right now. And let me identify these GPUs for you. So you've got GPU 0 is a 1070. So let's look at the, let me get the sheet over here real quick too. All right. We're going to be flipping back and forth between this so that we can document what we're doing here. So GPU 0 is a 1070, and right now I am at 12.04 at 106 watts. So let's get this in here, 12.04. See what my overclock settings, they were 100 and 800 and then 70% power limit. 100, 800. So I'm at 0.70, so that's 70%. And then the power was 105. So you can see right here, it's got the wrong, let me fix this format here real quick. Oh, you know what? I gotta fix the calculation. That's right. So I need to multiply it times 1,000 to get the right value in there. Okay, there we go. Let me copy this, get that back in there. All right, that'll fix the all man text there will get fixed once I put data in here. So just give that a second. So I'm at 114.6. Let's see if that matches up. Pretty close right here. You can see 114.92. Okay, great. All right, so that is a 1070 right there, GPU 0. Now if we go over, let's look at the next one. The next 1070 is GPU 2. So 2 is 12.4. So it's just a little bit better, even though it has the same exact overclock settings. So it's running just a little bit better. Get the temperatures in there too, I guess. Yeah, that's strange. It's just a little bit better than the other one. I don't know if maybe it seems to be running a little bit cooler too. I'm going to leave the low number in the spreadsheet. I'm not going to double it up or anything. So let's look at the 1070 Ti's. It's 100, 800. Let's see. And I got these overclock settings from Overcooked Panda's database. I'll show you that in a minute. So it looks like the 1070 Ti's are GPU 1 and 4. So this is a Ti here. This is a Ti here. 1070 Ti. And we're looking at 15.8 at 126. and it's looking like it should be showing about 125 on the kilohash per watt, and it is. And I think these numbers are pretty good compared to what you would see on ProgPoW, right? You know, this is a modified ProgPoW, so I don't know if the modification is going to affect the actual you know, hash rate, the mega hash. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's still pretty close. So I think you're okay there. All right, let me make sure I got this updated over here. And let's check out the 1080. And is also 100, 800, 70%. And the measured power draw is, and the 1080s are 5, GPU 5 and 3. 3 and 5 are 1080s. That GPU 3 has always been, that one always gets really bad. It's low compared to the other one. It always gets a lot lower hash rate here. Anyway, we're at 14. We'll take the lower one. So 14.45 at 125 watts. 14.45 at 125. So we should be at about 115. Is that what it said there? Yeah, about 115 kilohash per watt. So that is looking pretty solid right there. That's pretty amazing that the 1070 is pretty efficient here, it looks like, compared to the other two. So throw into the chat there what other overclock settings you want me to try out here. All these ChanCoin, all these are you can see right here the Founders Edition, NVIDIA GeForce GTX Founders Edition. Did I do this wrong? Did I do this backwards? Because this is the TI right here. Did I do this right? I did not do this right. I did this one as the 1070. Okay. All right. So this is the 1070. So let me fix this. Is that right? Did I feel like I did the, yeah, this is definitely the 1070 because look at the wattage. Okay. Yeah, y'all should have told me y'all probably told me this. Y'all were probably chatting at me like, hey, you're on the TI here. Yeah, my bad. All right, if y'all did say that in chat, I apologize. All right, so now this makes more sense because I was like, wow, that 15.8 is solid, man. But yeah, okay, so 15.8 for the 1070 Ti. Yeah, be sure to hit the, you know, like and all that stuff. I appreciate it. What's up, Nefarious? What's up, Crypto Z? Haven't seen you in a while, man. I know I'm not doing much Aeon content right now. Maybe in the future, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. All right, so where I got these overclock settings from is Overcooked Panda's database. And it's just a good starting point. You know, you can come in here and see what, you know, they have, what settings they have, or what's really popular, you know, for a specific GPU. I'll post the, yeah, I think I can just post the link over there in the chat for you. All right. And it's just a good starting point, you know. They don't have everything in here. Sometimes you know, there's a little delay if something brand new comes out. It's gonna be, it probably won't show up in here right away, right? Let's see what mine says for the ProgPoW for a, let's go here. See what this should be. Now on the 1660, you can see like last night, we were getting a lot more than 10.6. We were getting like 12, 13, I think, mega hash on KawPoW. They don't have KawPoW in here, of course. But let's see what a 1080 is supposed to get. 16.5 at 160 watts. Now we're not even close to that, like nowhere close to that. We are at, on the 1080s, yeah, I'll try to remember to put that in the description there. Actually, I just did. Should be in the description now. Okay, so the 1080s are looking like they're getting only, let's see, 3 is a 1080, only 14.3. So maybe the power limit is not enough, right? So let's go ahead and move it up from 70%. Okay, so what would 70% power be? Let's see here. This is 70% right here. So a 1080. Oh yeah, this should be 150 right here. This should be 180. All right, so for a 1080, the TDP is 180 watts, so 70% of that should be 126. And you can see on the database, overclock database, or actually no, on what to mine, it's showing 160 watts for one 1080. It's got a little different overclock settings there that they're displaying here, but let's see here. So let's try that. Let's go 125, 500, just to see if we can get somewhere close to what they're saying it should be here. So 1080, 125, 500. Let's see, we would have to go almost full power to get 160 watts, right? So maybe that's the missing part of this to get that, because we're looking at GPU 3 here, but that's before it changed. So before it changed, it was at 14.3. And now it's just at 14.4. So that change in overclock settings really didn't do much, right? It didn't make much of a change. So I'm guessing that once we start adding more power, it probably will make a pretty significant difference. So let's go with like 80% power. And we're only focusing on the 1080 right now. What did I do? I went. Alright, so I went with 80% here. Let's see what we got. Alright, so it bumped it all the way up to 17, right? So that was a pretty significant change. So we got 17.7 at 144. That's the measure power draw right there. 17.7. So 122. That's pretty good, actually. I feel like that's pretty good. So it really likes these, these 10 series cards that I have anyway. Apparently, really like. I need to bump up this fan here. They really like more wattage, right? Clearly. So yeah, I wonder, I mean, we could hit it with full power just to see. You would probably come in here and play around with that a little bit and see if you could get your kilohash per watts up without affecting the hash rate too much, you know, in the wattage and everything. You know, you want low wattage, high hash rate. That's where you get better kilohash per watt, of course. And that's pretty much what we would be doing. We would play around with this a little bit, but as you saw, the core clock and memory clock, as long as you have something in here, like, you know, basic even from what to mine, like 125 plus 500, it seems to have little impact on it. I don't know if 00 does anything. Let's go back to what I had, see if it makes a difference. 100, 800. Because right here I had, what was that, 80? Oh, yeah, because see, this was actually 125, 500 right here. So that was like what to mine's recommended hash rate or overclock settings. Right on, Nefarious. Thanks, man. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, see, so far it didn't make that much of a difference. So you see what I'm saying, right? The overclock settings between 125 and 500 and 100 and 800 didn't really make much of a difference at all. Matter of fact, it might have actually decreased it just a tad. And that 1660, now, I mentioned it last night. I think at the beginning of last night's stream, I was showing you guys that after the stream was over from the previous night, from Monday, I actually played around with it and got it to be about 140 kilohash per watt on a 1660. Super efficient, right? So right now we're at 90 for the whole rig. Let's see if we can bump up the other ones real quick. Let's go. Let's just give them more power. I would like to see, let me fire up my app here and see what kind of power I'm looking at. So don't blow this breaker in here. Okay, so right now I'm at 900 watts at the wall. This says 752, but you got to add the motherboard, memory, and CPU and all that. So it's 900 at the wall. Let's go with a 1070. Let's crank it up to 80%. And then the TI, we'll throw 80% at it too, and see how that affects the overall efficiency here. It already added 100 watts to at the wall there. All right, so with all that more power, we only gained 4 mega hash so far. Yeah, it seems, Chancoin, it seems like the power for KawPoW is like the deciding factor pretty much for what kind of hash rate and efficiency your GPUs are going to get. At least that's the way it is for these Founders Edition NVIDIA, 10 series cards. See, what are 1 and 4? 1 and 4 were the TIs, so they're running a little hot with that much power thrown at them. The 1 and 4 were both TIs. Let's crank that back down to 70. And that was something else, that 1660, it's so efficient that you could go, I went all the way down to 65% power, and that was like the sweet spot for me, was 65% on the 1660, not on these. All right, so it looks like we are past 10 o'clock. Go see, make sure that Brandon's gonna go live here. Already is, cool. I'll paste his link in the chat over here. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions, you know, hit me up in the comments, follow me on Twitter, all that junk. I'm over there as SavageMine also. And what else? What else we got? I have a Discord, but I'm not over there a lot. I try to minimize the number of social media things that I use. Although I will use it if someone hits me up over there. Eventually I'll see that someone comments over there. Yeah, it does look like KawPoW likes GDDR6 too. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this has been interesting. Maybe I'm going to try to troubleshoot that rig and see if I can get, oh wow, we're up to 96 megahash now. I'm going to troubleshoot the rig and see if I can get it to work with simple mining, and then that way we can use simple mining on NVIDIA tomorrow night and see if we can get it working. So I'll mess around with that probably a little bit tonight. Yeah, this doesn't look bad. I mean, this is it's not too bad, but again, you know, you're aiming for a whole lot of efficiency, and you know, the most kilohash per watt is what you want to see, and the 1660 just blows these away, you know, in my opinion. So not really in my opinion, it's kind of factual, but but the mega hash is not as high, right? So the mega hash was what, 13, you know, 12 or 13, but that kilohash per watt was what was so important, and it was way high. It was like 140. I think whenever you first fire up the miner with Gminer without anything running, it'll hit like 145 kilohash per watt. So super efficient. All right, so let's head over and see. Let's see, Brandon Coin. Make sure that you do the Savage raid. Let him know you came from over here, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Don't get within 6 feet of another human being. Stay savage.